welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Vicky and I'm what Vicki Made on YouTube and Instagram. This is just my December sewing catch up, so I'm just going to chat about what I've been making this month. It's also going to be my first vlog of 2022 because it's now January. So happy New Year and Merry Christmas if you celebrated. I hope you had a lovely time. Mostly what I made in December was mostly what I made in December was for Minerva. I'm part of the Minerva maker team, and so they give me fabric in return for write-ups and photos on their website. And then I also made a couple of gifts this year for Christmas. So yeah, that was nice. First off, I'll go through my Minerva projects first because that is mostly what I've done. So I've made 2 tops and I'll talk about these together. This is the Friday Pattern Company sagebrush and the Friday Pattern Company patina blouse. I made an extra large in both. I used Little Johnny's cottons for both. So I thought I'd talk about them both together because although they look really different, they are relatively similar, and I had similar fit issues with both. So usually when I make garments I would grade up a size for my waist, and I was due to remeasure, which I've now done, but I hadn't done when I started making these. So I decided not to grade up because I do usually fit within the ease of the pattern for the Friday Pattern Company clothes I've made previously, but these ones are a little bit snug around my tummy, which is fine because I actually probably would only wear them both tucked into trousers or skirts anyway, and hopefully I might lose a bit of I've been a bit bloated lately, so I hope that when I start eating a bit better, that'll go anyway, because it just feels a little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, so next time I should have remeasured and probably graded up for my waist. So the Little Johnny's fabrics I've used quite a lot recently. They just have really lovely prints, and I absolutely love prints, I can't help myself. So the sagebrush, yeah, I think it's a really sweet top. I like the little tie at the back. I love the little puff sleeves and then this little frill across the front. It's really sweet details. I'd quite like to make a hacked version of this with a gathered skirt for a dress. And then the patina I've made is Harry Potter. Because I really love Harry Potter. It just reminds me of my childhood. I used to go and queue outside Waterstones with my mum and one of my younger brothers to get the books when they were released. And it just feels really magical, the films do. So yeah, it's a Harry Potter print, but what I do like is that it's not blatantly obvious Harry Potter. Well, I don't think it is anyway. It's a little bit more subtle because it's got all the sort of neutral tones. I went with the long sleeve, which I really love. I love the collar. It's such a different shape to anything I've made before. And I just used this black linen that I had in my stash from the fabric corner to make a little bit of a statement. So yeah, I really like those, and I really need some tops in my wardrobe, so they're really handy. I would make both again. I'd probably just grade up for the waist next time, just so that it's a bit more comfortable on my tummy. Then I also made a Pona jacket by Helen's Closet in this really lovely Robert Kaufman mammoth flannel. Now, I've used this flannel before. I've made the Rhea from Fibre Mood, which I'll put a picture in. So when I got that fabric, it was originally going to be for this jacket, but I changed my mind and made the Rhea. So I was really excited to get the opportunity to use another of the mammoth flannels and make my Pona jacket, because I really love this jacket. I really like the crop length, the lapel. It's so neat on the inside. It's just really nicely finished. I love Helen's Closet patterns. I love the instructions. This is a straight size 16. I fit into the ease of this pattern. and I'll definitely be making more of these. I have also got a long version of the pony jacket which I wear all the time. It's actually a long version but I added extra length to it, so it's extra long. Yeah, and I'll definitely be making more of these. And I don't know why I don't wear red much, because it's a lovely colour and when I wear it I really like it, but I don't actually have that much red in my wardrobe. And I love the cream. Yeah, so it's really nice, this. And then, so yeah, that's all my Minervas. And then I also made this month my favourite outfit ever, I think. So this one will take a little bit more talking through. If you follow me on Instagram, you're probably sick of seeing this shirt because I've shared it a lot, because I'm just so happy with it. I really wanted to make the perfect shirt. I wanted it to have ease around the bottom. I wanted it to have big statement puffy sleeves, and I did a complete pattern mashup to get my perfect shirt. I mean, I just love the fabric as well. I absolutely love everything about this. But I was really I'm really chuffed with my pattern matching, but also I was really pleased with how I made this shirt, because it's a combination of the Lyra by Tilly and the Buttons, the Bakerloo blouse by Nina Lee, and the Anna Allen Anthea blouse. So I started off with the Lyra, which I used for the collar and the neckline and the front button placket. Then I'm trying to remember now, I took the shape, the bust from the Bakerloo to get where the bust start goes, and for the sleeves. Then I used the Anna Allen Anthea blouse for the A-line from under the bust to the hem. The sleeves are the Bakerloo, but I widened them at the bottom to make more volume, lengthened them and added a little cuff. And then I did a narrow shoulder adjustment on the top. So yeah, it was quite a bit of mashing up, but I'm so pleased with it, and I'm gonna make so many more of this shirt because it's just perfect in my opinion. And then I got this fabric from the rag shop, and I bought it at the same time as this Cheshire brick lyocell twill, tencel twill, I can't remember exactly now, but this is my third pair of Chandler pants now that I've made. I really love the pattern. I make a size 10 waist graded out, size 10 waist graded in to a size 9 for the hips and legs. I do the pleated fronts, and yeah, it's just my favourite trouser pattern. I really wanted to find a trouser pattern that I really loved this year, because it's definitely something in ready to wear clothes that I never liked. And you've got the elastic at the back for comfort, you've got the smartness and details at the front. Yeah, it's just, I love the tapered leg, I love the button loops, it's just everything I wanted a pair of trousers. And oh look, I went for a really fun contrast blue for my binding for the facing. Yes, I'm going to be making loads more of these, and I'm actually wearing a pair at the moment, my first pair that I made. And yeah, so that is all my makes for me in December. I'm just going to pop these down. And then I also made a couple of gifts this Christmas, which isn't something that I usually do, but I made my mum a Sabina skirt. It's a really great pattern. It's got excellent instructions, it's got an excellent size range, it's free, which is really lovely. And I've made two for myself now, and I made my mum one in a navy and white viscose, which I think she's really pleased with. I also made two Arlo jackets, one for my brother, one of my younger brothers, and one for his partner, and I saw them yesterday and they were wearing them, so I think they're really chuffed with them, so that was nice. And then from the scraps I made some little dog bandanas for their dog Polly, so yeah, that was nice that they liked those. And they both are really good with their hands and doing things, you know. They're both engineers, and they're really good at making things, so yeah, it was really nice to make them something, because I know that they'll appreciate the time that went into that. And then I also made a hoodie for John, and I used the most beautiful blue what's it called, French terry that I got from Lamazi. It's a blue French terry, and then it's got subtle little flecks of different colours all over it. And then Liana very kindly matched it up with some ribbing for me, so I got a really good match. It's slightly darker than the main French terry, but it looks really lovely. And I used the Rebel Raglan hoodie from Made My Wardrobe, which was kindly recommended to me by Bradley Made It, I think his Instagram name is, I'll have to check. But yeah, I got in touch with him because I know he's made a couple of their patterns, and he said that was his favourite. So I made that for John, and he's wearing it today, so he's pleased with it, which is really nice. He's only got one hoodie, and he's had it as long as I've known him, which is getting on for 10 years now, slash probably had it since he was a teenager. So I thought it would be nice to make him a new one. And yeah, I think that's all the gifts I made this year. I don't usually make gifts. I used to try and make everyone gifts, and then it always stressed me out, so I stopped making for anyone. That was before I made clothes. I just used to make, you know, bags and bottle warmers and stuff. So yeah, it was nice to make a couple of bits this year. It made a nice change, and sewing for other people is something that I'd quite like to do more. Yeah, so that is all my makes. I've got a couple of Minerva fabrics. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to tell you about. My new Ilford jacket. I'm going to cover this in a separate vlog, because I did a poll on Instagram and quite a few people would like me to do a vlog and a blog, so I'm going to try and do both about how I made it, because it is in a Sherpa lined cord and it was a little bit tricky, and I couldn't find any guidance or tips on using this fabric, so I thought that might be helpful. So yeah, that's going to be my next vlog, so keep an eye out for that one. And then the other thing I was just going to quickly talk to you about is the Make 9 challenge. So the first year I did the Make 9 challenge, I can't remember which year that'll be, but I did it and I didn't make all my Make 9s. I got very much distracted, changed what I wanted to make a million times over. So then the following year, which must have been 2019, I decided to do a different sort of Make 9, which I think Patsy Poo shared, and it was sort of like, rather than picking specific garments, it was like categories. So a plain, a patterned fabric, something new, a tried and tested pattern, all these different categories, which was really such a lovely idea. I liked that it was more fluid than picking 9 definitive patterns to make. But I found that I forgot about it, never looked at it, never thought about it again. And then at the end of the year I remembered that I'd said I was going to do this, and my makes did fit into all the categories, but that wasn't intentional, it was just how it so happened. So last year, yeah, so that must have been 2020. So then last year, 2021, I decided that I wasn't going to do a Make 9 because I didn't see the point, because I don't follow it, I don't think about it. So it just wasn't beneficial to me and how I like to create. I'm far too sporadic. and get far too distracted to make any sort of plan at the start of the year that I'm going to follow for 12 months. So what I did decide to do this year was, and it's not really for the year, it's sort of how I would like to refocus my mind in general, but it happens that the new year has triggered me to think about it. And I've decided this year that I'm going to go for 9 focuses rather than makes, because I've done so much this year. If you've watched my previous vlogs, if you see me on Instagram, I have gone really heavy with the sewing this year, and actually I'd kind of like to slow down a little bit. I've had brilliant opportunities and I've thoroughly enjoyed it all, but my wardrobe is getting quite full now, whereas at the start of the year I didn't have many clothes, so I don't really need to make as quick as I have been doing. And now I feel like I've got quite established with my sewing. I actually think it would be nicer to slow down and maybe do some more intricate things and sort of try, and also my mind's a little bit all over the place, and I definitely need to focus a little bit more and not get as carried away as I do, because I've got so many unfinished projects in both sewing and knitting, and it's sort of, yeah, it bothers me from time to time that I have all these unfinished things. So yeah, the 9 focuses that I've gone for, I've just written them down in my bullet journal that I'm doing. So I've just popped the headings in, and then I'm going to write in ways that I'd like to do these focuses as I go, sort of brain dump things that I want to do in those areas. So my first one is knitted whips. I think I currently have 9 things cast on, and some of them have been cast on for a couple of years. So I really want to finish some knitwear because I really love wearing it and I love doing it. So that's my first one. My second one is to do more vlogging. I sort of started last year and then forgot about it for a few months. So I do want to spend a little bit more time doing that. I also want to remake patterns more and hack patterns more rather than getting distracted by new things, because I've got such a fantastic collection of patterns. I really don't need anything else. And I loved hacking that shirt that I've recently made. It was so much fun. It challenged my mind. It challenged my sewing skills. So I want to do that more. Slow down. It's always good to slow down. I do not relax as much as I should, and that's not good for you. Everybody needs to relax. No one can be on the go 24/7, which is how I sometimes feel I am. Sewing for others as well. I'd like to use up my remnants. I've got such a collection of remnants. I don't like putting things in the bin, and I don't want to contribute to landfill. So I really try to keep everything. So I want to use up some of those, and that's going to tie in with another focus, which is to do some more quilting, because I do really enjoy that and I don't do it very often at all. Journaling, my bullet journal. I find this really helps my mind to write things down, to offload my brain, to brain dump, to be more organised, to be more relaxed. I do think it helps me to keep a journal of just my plans and my ideas and what I'm doing. And lastly is to write and document. I used to record all my makes in a big folder, and I've lost that this year. I haven't lost the folder, I've lost doing it because I just haven't made time for it, really. That's why I just haven't made time for it. But it's really handy because I record all my alterations, my sizes, little reviews of things, and I do find it handy to look back on. So I want to do that again this year, and I also want to do some write-ups on my own blog because I do have a WordPress account, I just never use it. So I've got a couple of things that I've just made for myself that I'd really like to write about. My new Ilford jacket is one of those things. So yeah, I'm gonna try to focus my mind a little bit more for the upcoming year, and well, to be honest, just life in general. And yeah, I think this will be something that's great to review, you know, every few months or whenever I feel like it's not working. Just have a little review of it. It's not really specific for 2022. Like I say, it's just that a new year was coming up, so it just felt suited that I do it for 2022. So yes, that is me done for everything I had to say about December. Thank you for listening. I try not to talk for too long or go off on any massive tangents, which, if you know me, you know that that does happen quite a bit. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I will be back with a vlog for my alpha jacket, and then also again at the end of January to talk about all my makes for January. Thank you for listening.